This video is about how you can use the lucid dreaming state to raise the Kundalini or the life energy force to up to the third eye center and awaken the third eye from there. It's always functional. It's not that it's not awake now, but when you put the life energy up in that level, you can expand your state of consciousness, and the life energy can start flowing, and many good things can happen from that. So, okay, this is initially I wanted to call this it's a continuation of a meditation technique I call CDS. CDS stands for Consciousness Development System, and it's borrowed. The technique is completely borrowed from the Sant Mat meditation technique. And this meditation technique is simply a kind of a third eye meditation technique. And when you do this, and when you do this meditation for a while, or you do third eye meditation or normal meditation for a long time or a while, it's individual. After a while, we start having lucid dreams. And what I discovered was that when you continue that meditation in the lucid dream, very interesting things happen. And the meditation you do in the lucid dream is very simple. It's not really a meditation in the lucid dream, but when you have a lucid dream, this is what you do with this technique. Let's call this technique, I'm going to name it now, CDS Lucid, okay? It's named CDS Lucid. So what you do is that in the lucid dream, put your attention in there, in your dream body, here. It's right in the middle of the head, between the eyes here, in height of the eyes here, in the point in the middle of your head. And so it's, if you draw a line here and here where they meet, that's the point. So you put your focus there in the lucid dream. And now we can really start seeing some interesting things happening. In the beginning, maybe not too much will happen. It can be that you have some energetic sort of experiences or something starts to happen. But I'll tell you, if you keep doing this every time, and I haven't heard anyone else say this, I actually developed it myself. When you start doing this, eventually you'll notice that it seems that you start flying upward. And I've discovered later that this is because the life energy, which sinks from the awake level of the third eye, when we fall asleep, it sinks down like this. And when you then have a lucid dream, say you have a lucid dream at this point, and you focus on the third eye in the dream, then the life energy in the physical body, or the energetic body, whatever you want to call it, it starts going up like this. And that's translated in the lucid dream into flying upward. So if you begin experience that you're flying upward by doing this in a dream, you're doing it right. That's the right thing to do. And now, this is a bit interesting. You will start to get to know what I call the negative mind power. That's what I call it. I haven't taken it from something else. Why am I saying the negative mind power? Well, there is an intelligent force. This is all my own opinions. So there is a force that has the task of keeping the human consciousness here in this physical world. It wants to do everything it can to stop the humans or the beings to waking up to higher states of consciousness. And it's not that it's evil. the force doing this. It's just an sort of an automatic task. It's an automatic job or a task. And how does it do this? Well, that's what we start discovering in this CDS Lucid technique. Because what happens when we place the focus here, we start flying up. In the beginning, often something very interesting will happen that will grab your attention. For example, a person shows up, say an ex-boyfriend or girlfriend or husband or something, will show up right when you start that. For example, it can be anything, but this is just one example. A person shows up and you notice the person and you go, oh, it's that person. I need to go and talk to this person, say something, express something, and you go and do that. And then you wake up in the morning and you go, I did this technique, and then this thing happened and I sort of forgot about it, and then I woke up the next morning. And what you will notice, if you keep doing this, every time you do this technique, something will try to urgently grab your attention. And that is this, what I call the negative mind power, which is based on your own. It's sort of like an intelligent force that knows everything about you. And it uses all of your attachments, so that when you start doing this and the Kundalini starts going up, or the life force, whatever you want to call it, there's a function to try and stop it. So every time it will be new things. It can be, a pet shows up or something. Maybe it's so you're crazy about food. If food shows up, so it will use these vices of the mind, like lust and greed and all of these things, which has a negative pull on let's just say on the soul, on your spiritual development. It has a negative pull, and so it keeps you down, almost literally in this case. And after a while, you will notice these things always shows up when I do this. So what you should do is just keep focus here and don't pay attention to it. You'll say, oh, I know what that's about. It turns up every time I do this. But what that is now is that you start clearing these things out. They show up. See, the Kundalini goes up like this. And there can be like energy blockages inside us, in the energy system. And these blockages contain an energy which has to do with all these things that show up. You see? I'm pointing here now. Of course, the body goes all the way down here too. So usually the energy starts at the bottom and goes up like this. So it could be like all these things I explained. It could be sexual things. It could be emotional things. It could be anything. And it pulls your attention. But if you keep focusing here, what happens is the life force, it sort of clears that energy blockage out. You pass through it, and in the dream, what it would look like is that the person or whatever that shows up, it will just you will just fly up, and they will be down there. You just keep going up. And every time you do this, you clear out inside in the energy system, clearing a path for the life force to go all the way up to the third eye eventually. And so it's very interesting to get to know this negative mind power that I call it, because it tells you so much about the world. You see, many people have a goal to have a lucid dream, and that's the end of it. Now they're free, but they're not. When they get into the lucid dream, they can do anything they want, right? But what do we do in lucid dreams? We do that which we can't do in the physical world. And that what we want to do in the physical world is all connected to these things that pull our consciousness down to the physical level, down to the lower states of, not lower, but just the normal human state where we are not aware of anything in particular. Everything is pulling our attention all the time. And when we are free in the lucid dream, we go after the same things. We go after the same things because the negative mind power works there as well. So that's the goal it has. It keeps our consciousness level down, our life force down, and uses things like fear as well in the physical world. There's fear and there's everything that pulls our attention down. And fear, worry, everything. But eventually the life force will rise up like this, and it will eventually arrive in the third eye, at the third eye level. And you can actually feel, you are able to sometimes feel sort of a pressure when you start waking up in the bed. When along with these experiences, you can feel that this energy is moving upward like this. And there can be sort of blockages that are really tough to get through as well. That can take a while to clear out, and you can sometimes, it's possible to feel them, like they can start shaking, or there can be a tremendous pressure on some things that you have lodged in your energy system like that. But eventually they clear out. They can sort of burst, or they can just get removed or something like that. And then eventually the energy goes up in the third eye here and expands. The experience can be that there's an expanded feeling and that you see a light inside or something. Everything is light. And from there, they can open up into the astral world as well, because the third eye sort of opens up. And because when the body is also disconnected in the sleep state, and you have your awareness in the third eye center, then you can pass into the astral as well. And these experiences, since they clear the energy channel, the chakra energy channel, it can happen that the Kundalini energy can start rising up or flowing from the what is it called, the first chakra, the base chakra. And these energies you can feel them physically. They feel sort of physical sometimes, and they can go up in the head and all that, and it can make you feeling like incredible bliss and all those sorts of things. So this is what I decided to call now the CDS Lucid meditation technique, which starts with the normal meditation for a period of time until you start having lucid dreams, and then you continue the meditation in the lucid dream, and you experience these things, and you will start getting to know the mind. And because you start getting to know the mind, or the negative mind power, you can see how they affect you in your real life as well. And you can see how it works. For some reason, when we watch TV, we watch the news, we watch movies, we watch all these things, they seem to be perfectly sort of tailor-made to just keep us asleep, keep the energies down. So that's what you will start seeing as well as many other things. So that's the CDS Lucid new name, meditation technique. Was there anything more I want to say about that? No, not right now. So you can start practicing this. If you have a lucid dream, try to put your focus in the third eye where I explained, and just do it. And just when you see something, when something shows up and pulls your attention, don't bother with it. Just keep your attention here, and you will see what happens. And just keep doing it every time, and you will get progress with this. And then your meditation your awake meditation in real life will improve as well. So that's it for now. If you enjoyed this video, you can like if you like, or dislike if you dislike. And if you're not subscribed, maybe you want to subscribe. And most of all, or last of all, take care, everybody. See you next time.